Namo Buddhaya, Theravada Saranai. Dear children, through this Mirror of Dhamma program, you have learned a lot. Through the Mirror of Dhamma program, we try to develop 5 things in your life. Through the Mirror of Dhamma program, through these special videos and special Dhamma sermons, and then sharing good deeds, then assigning you volunteer work. So all these things, through all these things, we expected just one thing. For you to develop the 5 energies, the 5 factors. Those are called Seka Bala. Seka Bala. Those are the 5 powers a trainee would practice. A trainee would practice in the path of Dhamma. So these 5 powers will help you to obtain the greatest results in a Buddha Sasana. Even to be born among Devas, to become a stream entrant, to become a one returner, a non-returner, to become an Arahant, we need these 5 factors. So remember, children, the first factor is Shraddha. So by hearing to the Buddha's teachings through the Mirror of Dhamma program, and even through the other Dhamma programs, what you should develop is confidence in Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Then the second great energy is a virtuous life. Virtue, cultivating, developing virtue. Thinking wisely about the benefits of observing precepts and protecting precepts. Then the third energy is having a good knowledge in the Buddha's teachings. Knowing the Buddha's teachings very well, like having a store of weapons. An army has a big store of weapons to fight against the enemies. Our enemies are defilements, bad thoughts. Our enemies are thoughts generated through anger, lust, anger and delusion. So, through the Mirror of Dhamma program, we have been trying to give you a good knowledge in the Buddha's teachings. Then Chaga, the fourth one, Chaga. So, overcoming greediness. Practicing generosity. So first, you try to give material things, to give away material things. And then you should try to give away and let go your bad thoughts as well. So, Chaga is the fourth one. Then the fifth one is wisdom. After hearing Dhamma, after listening to Dhamma, after meditating, by doing all these things, we expect one thing for us to develop, that is wisdom. Now think, close your eyes and think. Throughout the past Mirror of Dhamma program, or if you would have listened to other Dhamma sermons in Sinhala through the Shraddha TV, these 5 factors were developed. Think one by one, your Shraddha, your trust in the Buddha, your confidence in the Buddha increased. The virtuous behavior was day by day developed. The knowledge about finding solutions for your problems in life, finding eternal solutions for your life, you got that opportunity through this program. Then to overcome greediness and to live a generous life, you were trained. We showed about 7 days dana offering. We train you to offer dana continuously for 7 days. Then wisdom. So as a result of attending to programs like this, you will be able to develop the 5 energies. You call them Seka Bala. Now even this program, first we start by observing 5 precepts, then the Dhamma Sermon, then good deeds, sharing good deeds. So you are doing good deeds. Then Then we meditate, so that is developing wisdom, thinking wisely. Then we chant Paritha. So this program is designed in a way for you to develop the 5 energies, Sekabala, which will help you to develop in the Buddha's path that lead you to attain Nibbana. So today, let's join throughout the program with us and then develop the 5 energies in your life and realize the 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now let's observe the 5 precepts and do Theruvan Vandana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. To observe the 5 precepts, say after me. I observe the precept of abstaining from killing beings. I observe the precept of abstaining from stealing. I observe the precept of abstaining from sexual misconduct. I observe the precept of abstaining from telling lies. I observe the precept of abstaining from taking intoxicating drinks and drugs. I follow these precepts for happiness in this life, for rebirth in heaven, and to realize the 4 noble truths. In this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, Sadhu. Okay, now let's do that one Vandana. Itipiso bhagavarahang samma sambuddho Vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sata deva manusanang buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavata dhammo Sanditiko akaliko ehi passiko panaiko paccatang veditabbo vinyohiti supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyaya Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Samichi Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidan Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Puggala Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakkineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyaketang Lokasati Vandami cetiyang sabbang Sabbatane supatittitam Saririka dhatu mahabodhing Buddha rupang sakalang sada Yassa mule nisinnova Sabbari vijayang aka Patto sabbang yutang satta Vande tang bodhipadapang Ime ete mahabodhi Lokanatena pujita Aham pite namassami Bodhi raja namatute Sadhu Sadhu, sadhu. Say after me. My great teacher, Gautama Buddha, beside the river Neranjara, at Buddha Gaya, seated under the Bodhi tree, purified the body, speech and mind, even in secrecy, did not commit any misdeeds, guarded sense faculties, controlled sense faculty. My Supreme Buddha realized the Dhamma without anyone's help, obtained supernatural powers, developed great virtue, concentration and wisdom, followed the noble path, the noble eightfold path, achieved true happiness, understood all worlds, and escaped from all worlds. Became a great teacher for taming others, became an incomparable teacher for taming others with great abilities. The Blessed One became a great teacher for gods and humans, taught the sublime Dhamma for realization. Sadhu, sadhu. My Buddha became a Bhagava. My homage to Gautama Buddha. My homage to the relics of the Buddhas. My homage to the Jayasri Mahabodhi tree. My homage to the noble Dhamma. My homage to the noble Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu. The Blessed One obtained all these qualities. The Buddha became a Bhagava. The Buddha became a Bhagava. The Buddha became a Bhagava. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. May my homage be to our Pingwat Lokusamin Wahansa, Avasarai, Most Venerable Kiribadgoda, Jnanananda Maha Thera. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear children, today for the sermon to develop wisdom, to develop the greatest thing in this world. The greatest achievement is developing wisdom. Once wisdom is totally developed, once wisdom is fully developed, then attaining Nibbana is something that will happen. So, to develop wisdom, we should think wisely. We should think in a way that we could control and reduce our lust, anger, and delusion. Those are the unwholesome roots. Once the unwholesome roots are subsided and abandoned, all the other defilements, all the other evil actions, all the other evil thoughts will be abandoned as well. So, today we are hoping to teach you how to manage your I, how to control your I, how to guard your I, how to deal with your I. So, not only about the I, we are hoping to teach you about the process that take place in the ear, in the nose, in the tongue, in the body, and also in the mind. So these 6 places, these 6 things are known as 6 sense faculties. Internal sense faculties. What are these faculties? Internal sense faculties. So eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind are internal sense faculties. They are faculties. Then what could be the external sense faculties? Can you all imagine? Do you all know? What could be the external sense faculties? Now, what do we see from our eyes? We see forms. Then through the ears, we hear. Then from our nose, we smell. Then with the help of the tongue, we taste. Good and bad, both we taste. Even when it comes to smelling, good smell, bad smell, all we feel. Then the tongue, then the body. Now cold, heat, all we feel. And then the mind. So these 6 sense faculties should be controlled, should be guarded. If we do not guard these 6 sense faculties, our mind will get polluted and we will go in this endless journey of samsara. We will be born again and again. We will be born again and again. Because after we see something, 3 things happen. 3 things will happen. Either we will get attached, or we will get opposed, or we would get deluded. Now think of your life. Think back. Either attachment, or get opposed, or deluded. After seeing something, do we get detached? Now, when you see a garbage, when you see a place full of garbage, full of disgusting things, you might not get attached to that, but you might get opposed. You will feel disgusted. You will feel uneasy. Now see, one day, when Arhan Mahakassapa, when he was going on alms round, one day a sick person, when he was offering some food to Arhan Mahakassapa's alms bowl, his finger, a part of the finger, fell into the Arhan Mahakassapa's alms bowl because he had a disease. His body was affected by a disease. Pus, blood was oozing out. Pus and blood was oozing from the fingers. and his body was getting rotten day by day. So, since he had a rotten finger, while he was offering dana, a piece from the finger, a small piece from the finger, fell with pus and blood to the food. But did Arahan Mahakassapa get angry? Did Arahan Mahakassapa get upset? No. See, the great mind that Arahan Mahakassapa had was undefiled, was not affected by the unwholesome roots. He kept the finger away, he kept the small piece of finger away. Small piece means muscles, rotten muscles. He kept it aside without changing the face, without throwing that food. He kept the finger aside, one side of the alms ball. And when that sick man was looking at Arahan Mahakassapa consumed the food. So, to have a mind that is unaffected, it's not easy for us. It's not easy for us. But if we know the process, if we know the process of the eye, if we know how the eye works, if we know how the ear works, if we can guard the 6 places, our life will be guarded. Then the accumulation of karma will be done according to the Noble Eightfold Path. Neither white, neither black. Neither white, neither black. So that karma leads you to attain Nibbana. Neither white, neither black. Most of the time we accumulate black karma. Very rarely, like once a month, we accumulate a white karma. That's by giving dana. Or on the Poya day, on the rest of the days, most of the children and parents, they break precepts. Black karma. So, to avoid that nature, to accumulate and to follow a life that will take us to attain Nibbana, we should guard the 6 sense faculties, to live in harmony. To live in harmony. Then not to regret, not to take revenge from others, and then to remain without frustrated. You should guard the 6 places, only 6 places. So, the eye can only see things. The eye doesn't have the ability to hear things. So, eye can see things. So, what happens when the eye sees things with the help of consciousness? With the help of consciousness, vijnana, what happens? We cognize things. We cognize. So when the eye, form and consciousness, when these 3 things comes into picture, contact take place. The happening of these 3 things is called as the contact. Eye, form, eye consciousness. Then contact take place. Once the contact take place, what happens? Then you feel. All these things happen instantly, but just to understand step by step. Then you feel either pleasant or unpleasant, or neither pleasant, neither unpleasant. Now listen carefully today. You're learning a deep Dhamma today. So first the eye, then the eye sees something, then with the help of the consciousness, the form is cognized. Whatever you see from your eye, these internal sense faculty get connected with the external sense faculty with the help of what? Consciousness, vijnana. So then the combination of these 3 things is known as contact. Then due to contact we feel. After we feel, what happens? Then craving arises. When craving arises, what happens? then we cling to them. Once we cling to sensual pleasures, we cling to wrong views. People cling to wrong views as well. Then what happens? Once we cling, what happens? People accumulate karma. Then we generate karma. Upadana paccaya bhava. Once we generate karma, then birth takes place. Once we are born, then what happens? Separating from loved ones, mixing with people that we do not like, not getting what we want. Then old age, death, diseases. And again, the same thing. So if we do not guard the 6 sense faculties, we will go in this continuous journey of samsara. We will go in a round circle, not in a straight path. A person who is going in a round circle, he will meet the same things again and again. He will meet his enemies again and again. And he will lose loved ones again and again. So, everything is impermanent, children. When everything is impermanent, how could suffering never end? So, when everything is impermanent, that means impermanent means things are, there is a arising of things. Then it changes while it remains and it fades away. So, if something is impermanent, that means that is subjected to suffering and it's not under our control. You can't take it as me, it's mine, it's under my control. So if things are impermanent, how can we maintain a constant happiness? How could we maintain an ongoing happiness? Because even the material things, the things we accumulate day and night, working hard, all those things are impermanent. One day, we could not be able to bear the suffering. Why things are impermanent. So then the moment when you see something, if you can see it with a mind that is developed through wisdom, then you will cognize things as they really are. So when you see something, when you hear something, you should recognize them according to the truth of that, of whatever you see, hear, smell, taste, feel, and think. Even if you see something, you should understand properly what it is. Dear children, if you think about contact, the combination of 3 things, eye forms, then eye consciousness, then ear sounds, ear consciousness, nose, then smell and nose consciousness, then tongue, taste, tongue consciousness, then body, feelings, body consciousness. So then mind, thoughts, mind consciousness. So contact always take place. So if contact is always taking place, don't we accumulate karma 24 hours? There is an accumulation of karma taking place. So that's why we should be aware of this process, children, the process of arising of suffering. So this eye can prolong your samsara. This eye can generate karma. The ear can generate karma. The nose can generate bad karma. The tongue can generate bad karma. The body can generate bad karma. The mind can generate bad karma. And that karma can take you to the hell. That karma can take you to the ghost world. That karma can take you to a world where there is no wise people at all. That karma can avoid you meeting Buddhas. That karma can avoid you getting good parents. That karma can make you a homeless person. That karma can make you an orphan. That karma can make you blind. That karma can make you deformed. deaf, disabled. So, if these 6 places are properly guarded, your whole life will be protected. So, there are 6 sense faculties. So, this contact is always taking place. So, it's like this. There's a simile for this. Suppose there is a cow, his outer skin is totally removed. His outer skin is totally removed. Now what happens? Imagine now when you get wounded, imagine your wound is not covered with a plaster. Then what happens? Flies will land, right? The flies will land on the wound. Insects will land on your wound. So in the same way, when a cow is, when the cow's outer skin is removed, when he is seated under a tree, what happens? Flies will cover his body. So suppose he goes to another place, to a different place, again flies will come and cover his body. Suppose he jumps to the water, the cow, he goes to get away from the flies, he will sink in water, he will jump to the water. Then what will happen? Fish will eat. So just like a cow's outer skin is removed, that cow is being beaten, that cow is being troubled by the flies. There is no protection. In the same way, if our contact does not take place according to mindfulness, if our contact takes place without having proper understanding of what we are seeing and what we are hearing, with the true nature of what we are seeing and what we are hearing and what we are experiencing, if the internal sense faculties are mixing with the external sense faculties without mindfulness, then what happens? Just like that cow suffering each and every time, all over the time, we will also suffer and regret. Therefore, children, we should be aware of these things. We should learn to guard the 6 sense faculties. Now, what's the protection for these sense faculties? Now, if you take the eye, if you take the ear, nose, tongue, body. Now, these 5 things, the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. So these, the 5 sense faculties can be protected by what? By the mind. So the protection for mind is what? Mindfulness. The protection for the mind is mindfulness. So the protection for mindfulness is what? Nibbana. Once you have achieved Nibbana, you always live mindfully. So the protection for the mind, the protection for mindfulness is Nibbana. The protection that mind has is mindfulness. So if we can guard our mind, because this mind goes on long journeys, even whatever we have seen in the past from our eyes, mind can remember. Even someone who has scolded us 5 years ago, we could remember. So if our mind is guarded with mindfulness, then we can guard the eye, we can guard the ear, we can guard the nose, we can guard the tongue, we can guard the body. So, to establish mindfulness, we should know these things. We should know that I should be guarded. Now, there are 4 misunderstandings in this world. Well, the impermanent things, we take them as permanent. Then the things that are not under our control, we think, okay, these things can be controlled by us. The things that are subjected to suffering, we take them as joy and we think that these things will give us happiness. The things that are subjected to suffering, we take them as pleasure. And the things that are disgusting, we take them as appealing and pleasant and beautiful. So when our minds are covered with delusion, the things that we should take in the proper way, we take them in a wrong way. So the nature of consciousness, that's the first thing, like the I and the form get connected with the help of consciousness. So the nature of consciousness is like a magician. So a magician will show you things uh, as if it is real, but then it is not real. So if you know the truth of this world, the truth of the external sense faculties, you can avoid attachments. You can avoid anger. You can avoid regret. Because you don't let your consciousness to cognize things in a wrong way. And then, dear children, remember the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. These things are like empty houses. The beautiful things we see, the things that we smell, the things that we hear, smell, taste, feel and think are like thieves. Imagine thieves are stealing from an empty house, nothing, end of the day. Nothing, end of the day. We satisfy your eye with so much joy and with pleasure. End of the day, this eye will get rotten. Remember, this eye is made out of what? With 4 great elements. With gross things, with water, with air and heat. So this is made with muscles. Remember that the ear is made with muscles. The nose is made with muscles. Just for a short period we are living in this human world, we try to satisfy these disgusting things. We fight, we quarrel to satisfy these disgusting things. And by satisfying these disgusting things, due to that karma, again we get disgusting things in the future births. Again we will get these 6 sense faculties. Again we will accumulate karma. Again we will get these 6 sense faculties. Who realized this nature? It was a Buddha. Without a guidance of a teacher, our Supreme Buddha realized these things. Now see children, I'll teach you another simile before I conclude the program. Suppose there is a white cow and a black cow, and these 2 cows are tied with a rope. These 2 cows are tied with a rope. So when the white cow is moving, what will happen to the black cow? The black cow will also have to move together with the white cow. Why is that? Because both of them are tied each other by a rope. Now imagine if the black cow is moving, what will happen to the white cow? The white cow will also move. When the white cow moves, the black cow will also move. Now, if suppose a person sees these 2 cows, a person might say it's because of the white cow, the black cow has to move. Another person might say, oh no, it's because of the black cow, the white cow has to move. Then another person might say, no, it's because of the white cow, the black cow has to move. Actually, why these both cows have to move together? What's the reason? It's because they are tied each other. So the rope is like craving. If there's no craving, how can we cling to things? If we don't cling, how could we accumulate karma? If we do not accumulate karma, how could we be reborn again? If we are not reborn again, how could we suffer? How could we get old again? How could we die again? That's where we attain Nibbana and Mahaparinibbana both. Nibbana means eradicating all the defilements. Mahaparinibbana means what? Giving up the last body. So, the great Arahants, they followed the Buddha's path and they were holding the final bodies. They became the greatest people in the world and they wrote their lion roars saying the Buddhas are greatest in the world. Therefore, children, today we learn about the process of the I and then how craving arises. So, if you can guard the I, if you can take, okay, this I is also impermanent, the things that we see are also impermanent, there is no stability, then what happens when you have this awareness? The truth of the internal sense faculties and the external sense faculties, will you get attached? No. When something is temporary, when you see, always we should consider three things. When we see or when we hear something, we should think the gratification. Okay, there is some gratification, like when you see a movie, when you see something beautiful, there is some gratification. Then think about the danger also. Oh, the danger is more. Like losing things, changing nature. You can't bear that. Now think, first you think the gratification. Then you think the danger. Oh, then you know there's very little gratification. Then you understand, okay, we can escape from this. That is Nibbana. So today I taught you these things. When you see something, hear something, recollect three things. Think three things: gratification, danger, and escape. And then see these eyes, ears, nose, the tongue, body and mind as something not belong to you. Don't take it as me, mine, under my control. Don't try to satisfy these things unnecessarily and gain bad karma. Sometimes when your parents say, don't watch that, don't listen to them, don't be with those friends, don't do that. We get angry with the friends, we get angry with the mother without getting detached those things. Without getting detached to those things, we get angry with the parents. What should you do? Get detached to the external things and have loving kindness towards the parents, thinking that they love us and they protect us. So the protection for the 6 sense faculties is mindfulness. The protection for mindfulness is Nibbana. May you have the opportunity to attain Nibbana by understanding the true process of the 6 sense faculties and try to think in a way that craving will not arise and attain Nibbana in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya, meritorious children. Today we are chanting Angulimala Pirith. Angulimala Pirith, protective chant of Arahant Angulimala. Do you know the background story for Blessed One to grant the chanting of Angulimala Pirith? That's because Arahant Angulimala, when he was going on alms round, he saw a mother expecting a baby and struggling a lot to deliver the baby. Then Arahant Angulimala came to the Buddha and asked a way to help that mother. Then Buddha advised Arahant Angulimala to go and utter a truth. Do a declaration of truth. What kind of a declaration of truth the Buddha would have suggested Arahant Angulimala? Buddha said, Angulimala, go and tell that you have never killed living beings. Then Angulimala said, Blessed One, me? How can I tell that? I have killed so many humans, so many living beings from these hands. Then Buddha said, Angulimala, go and utter truth, saying that from the day I became a noble disciple, from the day I became a disciple of a Buddha, I have never killed a living being intentionally. By that truth, go and bless anyone. Anyone who get those blessings, anyone with the power of that truthfulness, the truthfulness of abstaining from killing living beings throughout the monk life, will stand for a yawn. That power will remain for a yawn. Kapattai maha tejam parittantam banamahe. So that power of the Arahant Angulimala's truth of declaration will remain for how long? Kapattai mahatejam parittantam bhanamahe. So even the water that is used to wash the seat which Angulimala sat on and recite this paritha, that water can end all suffering. If a pregnant mother suffers from any pain, she will be well and strong enough to stand instantly. Now we shall recite the very powerful paritha taught by the Buddha to Arahant Angulimala, which will hold its power for an yawn. Kapattai mahatejam means which will hold its power for an yawn. So then Arahant Angulimala went back where that mother was and chanted this. The baby boy was delivered peacefully. So we should chant Angulimala Pirith every day and get the protection from Arahant Angulimala's truthfulness. So let's chant Angulimala Pirith. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Parittang yam bhanantassa nisinnatthana dovanang udakampi vinaseti sabbameva parissayang sotthina gabbha vutthanang yancha sadheti tang khane terassangulimalassa lokanathena bhasitang. Kapattai mahatejam parittantang bhanamahe. Even the water that is used to wash the seat which Arahant Angulimala sat on and recited this paritha, that water can end all sufferings. If a pregnant mother suffers from any pain, she will be well and be strong enough to stand instantly. Now we shall recite that very powerful paritha taught by the Buddha to Arahant Angulimala, which will hold its power for an yawn. Yato ham bhagini ariyaya jatiya jato nabhijanami santincha pana jivita voropeta tena saccena sottite hotu sotti gabbasati. Yato ham bhagini ariyaya jatiya jato nabhijanami sancinca panang jivita voropeta tena saccena sottite hotu sotti gabbasati. Yato ham bhagini ariyaya jatiya jato nabhijanami sancicca panang jivita voropeta tena saccena sottite hotu sotti gabbasati. Sister, from the day I was born in the noble birth which leads to supreme nibbana,
From that day on, I am not aware of myself killing any living beings deliberately. By this truth, may there be well-being. May the delivery of your child be peaceful. Etena sachena suvatti hotu. By this truth, may there be well-being. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now, dear children, this is a time for you to hear and see the good deeds done by other children. So, write us and send us your good deeds to Mirror of Dhamma program. The telephone number and the email address will appear on the screen. So, write to us, send us your good deeds, share your good deeds with us, and we will show it to the world for you to get a lot of merit. So now, I'll be handing over the program to Dinu Daham Puta and Devanga daughter. Namo Buddhaya, Theruvan Saranai.
Namo Buddhaya. You have now come to the Good Deeds session, where we read and watch the good deeds done by children all around the world. My name is Dinu Daham, and today I'm here with Devanga.
Namo Buddhaya. My name is Devanga, and today I'll be watching the good deeds done by Ganuli Upasika, Senudi Upasika, Mayan Upasika, Sanan Upasika, and Kenuli Upasika.
The first meritorious deed was done by Ganuli Upasika from Melbourne. She has sent an email and a presentation about the Supreme Dhamma's qualities. Let's read the email she sent and then watch the presentation. Namo Buddhaya. Attached to this email is a presentation I made on the Supreme Dhamma's qualities for the Mirror of Dhamma program Good Deeds session. Boma Ping for propagating Dhamma to the whole world. Theruvan Saranai Ganuli Vijay Sinha, Melbourne, Australia.
Namo Buddhaya. The Supreme Dhamma's Qualities by Ganuli Vijay Sinha. My dear Dhamma friends, for us to have the knowledge and gain faith in our Supreme Buddha, we need to have an understanding of our great teacher's teachings. There are 6 qualities in the teachings of the Supreme Dhamma. Swakato. The Dhamma taught by the Blessed One is excellent in the beginning, excellent in the middle, and excellent in the end. All of the Buddha's discourses are consistent and teach the same truth. Sanditiko. Dhamma is self-evident and can be understood in this life itself. Akaliko. Dhamma, noble truths, cannot be changed nor can they be altered over time. Ehipasiko. Come and see. Buddha's Dhamma is to be investigated. Opanaiko. Dhamma can only be understood by oneself. Pachatan Veditabo Vinyuheti. Dhamma is for the wise to understand and realize. Sharing of merit. I would like to share all the merits I collected by making this presentation with Pinwathoku Swamin Wansa, Bodhidhamma Swamin Wansa, Colombo Dhamma Friends Swamin Wansa, and all the monks and nuns of Mahamevnawa. I would also like to share my merits with my family, teachers, and Kalyanamitas. May they realize the 4 noble truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Theruvan Saranai, Namo Buddhaya.
Many merits to Ganuli Upasika for sending this very beautiful presentation. This presentation taught me and many other Dhamma friends about the Supreme Dhamma's qualities. We all should try to remember these qualities of the Dhamma.
You can also create short 1 to 2 minute presentations about any Dhamma topic or any meritorious deed you have done. You can then send them to our email address. The next meritorious deed was done by Senudi Upasika from Toronto. She has sent a few pictures of her offering Buddha Puja to the Supreme Buddha. She lit candles, offered incense and flowers with much shraddha. Let's see the pictures she sent. Many merits to Senudi Upasika for sending us these beautiful pictures and offering Buddha Puja to our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha. We should all offer Buddha Puja just as she has done.
The next meritorious deed was done by Mayon, Sinan, and their little brother. They have sent a picture of all three of them doing meditation. Let's see the picture they have sent. Many merits to Mayon, Sinan, and their little brother for doing a meditation and sending it to us to show to other kids all around the world. We all rejoice in that good deed. If you have any photos of any meritorious actions, you could send them to our email address which will appear on the screen.
The last meritorious deed was done by Senudi Upasika. She has observed the 8 precepts, offered Buddha Puja, did meditation, and made a copy for her dad. Let's see the picture she has sent. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Many merits to Senudi Upasika for sending us these pictures. This will encourage more children to do more meritorious deeds. Those were some very excellent good deeds that we should all practice. Since our parents always give us food and drinks, we should also help them to make their lives easier.
Today we watch many good deeds done by children all around the world. May you also have the opportunity to send your good deeds to our email address.
These meritorious deeds will help to propagate the Dhamma and help others to do meritorious deeds as well. We rejoice in your good deeds. The whole world rejoices in them too. May all of us have the opportunity to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Theravada Saranai. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya. Now we have come to the merit sharing session. Don't miss this session, because this is a session where you can rejoice in others' merit. Sponsoring for a program to propagate the Buddha's teachings. Not everyone can do that. But if we can rejoice, we will also gain merit. Sometimes we could be able to gain a merit by rejoicing than the person who donated. It's always our mind, how much happy we are about good deeds, about good things in this world. It's just a matter of thinking wisely and generating an enormous happiness to gain merit. It's your pleasant mind. It's your great interest towards the Dhamma propagation. Dhamma propagation is the greatest thing in this world. If there is no Dhamma propagation, how would people listen to the Buddha's teachings? The Blessed One, after ordaining 60 monks, after making 60 arahants, the Blessed One sent them in different directions to preach Dhamma. So today, for this Dhamma propagation, for the Mirror of Dhamma program, Tissa Upasaka, Gauri Upasika, Anjali Mallavarachi, that family, and Chaminda, Deepti and Savindu Atuluage family have sponsored for the Mirror of Dhamma program. So let us share all this merit with all the gods. May all the gods rejoice in this merit. May they develop in Shraddha, Sila, Sutta, Chaga, Panya, and may they also protect us, and may all the Devas realize the Buddha's teachings fully in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. They wish to share merit with all the departed relatives of Mallavarachi family in Canada and the Atuluvage family in Sri Lanka, and especially with Gauri Upasika's departed mother Anna Puranam Nadisa Ratnam, death anniversary on December 17th, and Tissa Upasika's departed mother Sili Nona Mallavarachi, death anniversary on December 10th. So let us share merit with all our departed relatives of all of us. May all the departed relatives rejoice in our merit, and may they be well and happy. And these days we are offering dana to Sangha. We are serving food for Mahasangha, since lay people can't come into the monastery straight away in person, since lay people can't come and offer dana. We serve the other monks, and we offer dana to other monks as well. So by that merit, I share that merit with all the departed relatives of all of us, and especially with the family in Canada with their departed relatives. May all the departed relatives escape from suffering by rejoicing in our merit, and may they escape from samsara as soon as possible. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may Tissa, Gauri and Anjali Mallavarachi family, may those upasakas and upasikas be well and happy, and Chaminda, Deepti and Savindu Atuluvage family be well and happy, have long life, well-being, comfort, and may they realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And they have mentioned here, we also like to share merit with Lokaswamin Wahansa, with Jivananda Swamin Wahansa, and with the monks of Colombo Dhamma Friends for providing valuable Dhamma sermons in English during the pandemic. So, and all the monks and nuns from Mahamevnawa and all over the world. And they would like to share merit with their son who recently became a monk. Special merit sharing with Kalyana Jnana Swamin Wahansa. So their son was ordained recently. Dantaputa became Kalyana Jnana. So may Kalyana Jnana Swamin Wahansa, Bante Kalyana Jnana, be well and happy, have long life. May his monk life be very successful, and may he be protected by Devas. May he associate Kalyana Mittas, and may Kalyana Jnana Swamin Wahansa be well and happy. May our Lokaswamin Wahansa, all the monks and nuns, and especially Kalyana Jnana Swamin Wahansa also be well and happy, have long life, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And may Kail Puta, Dinu Dhamputa, Devanga daughter, and all the other children from other countries doing a lot of volunteer work for Mirror of Dhamma program, May they be well and happy, have long life, well-being, comfort, and realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya. Hope to see you again in next week. Theruvan Saranai.